Bhargav Dasgupta, MD and CEO, ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company Limited, Honorable Members of the Board of Governors, Bimtech Director Harivansh Chaturvedi, Professor Anupam Verma, Professor Sahai, Professor Sinha, Professor Arora, faculty and students, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I deem it a great privilege to be extending you a very warm welcome this evening on the annual convocation function of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, Greater Noida. The Convocation Day is a landmark event for a scholar completing his or her graduation. It is a day of hope, fulfillment, and a day where a student's corporate journey commences. On such a day, the chief guest, who delivers the address, adorns the mortal mantle of a mentor who guides, enlightens, and molds the outlook of the young men and women stepping in the corporate world for the first time in most cases. We are very fortunate that we have Dr. Sri Bhargav Dasgupta, who has decades of service with the industry behind him to perform this role for our students. Bimtech started its journey in 1986 from New Delhi and launched the Greater Noida campus in 2004. In the year 2013, we opened our second camp at Bhubaneswar, the capital city of Odisha, for offering the 2-year full-time postgraduate management course as well as some other courses in humanities. Because of our scholastic abilities of our students and complete dedication of the faculty, we have notched up a respectable position in the management education firmament, which we are constantly trying to improve upon. More than 7,800 of our alumni have been contributing to the progress and growth of India's primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. I thank all of you once again.
Thank you, Madam. I now request Dr. H. Chaturvedi, Director Bimtech, to start the convocation proceedings.
I request the Chairperson, Board of Governors to declare the annual convocation 2022 open for the batch 2019-21.
I declare the convocation 2022 for the batch 2019-21 open.
We at Bimtech constantly endeavor to scale new heights and reach new milestones. To present a kaleidoscope of events and achievements for the academic year 2020-21, I would now request our Director, Dr. Chaturvedi, to please present Bimtech's annual progress report.
Thank you, Dr. Nimisa Singh. It's a great privilege for me to present an overview of the annual progress report of the batch 2019-21. In the history of Bimtech, your batch will be remembered as a historical batch which has faced all difficulties and challenges of COVID-19, and in spite of all these problems, you have proved your mettle, so your batch will be remembered. I have been talking to the chief guest and telling him that how our valiant students, faculty and staff, they have faced various kinds of challenges created by COVID-19. I was telling him that your batch studied in the campus in the first year, and with the declaration of the lockdown on March 24, 2020, students have no option but to go to their native places because doing summer training in the industry was not possible. Ultimately, we have given the option to our students to do some research, project report, or to pursue Coursera courses so as to utilize their time which was meant for the summer internship. I know how it was difficult. I know how some of the alumni we have lost. I know how the members of some of the students, they passed away because of COVID. At Bimtech also, in May 2021, there was a big outbreak of COVID. 65 students, faculty, staff members were found COVID positive. And on April 14th, before the onslaught of the horror of May, on April 14th, we have got some intuition. We have called our doctors, Dr. Chaube and Dr. Vires, and our medical staff, and we have decided to have our COVID center, a hospital, temporary hospital inside our hostel in 48 rooms. And I can say with all knowledge that our campus administration, our doctors and our nurses taken care of 65 students, faculty and staff, and we have not lost any life, and we have saved 65 lives. I will come to this response to COVID later also. Just I am telling you that your institute has completed, it started its journey for getting the quality mark from the two agencies of Government of India, NAC and NBA, and we have got highest grade in all the programs, all the courses we are offering. And on the basis of these scores, in 2020, when you have been a student of Bimtech, on February 24th, AICTE has declared your institute category 1 institute of India, along with 3 other B schools, namely IMT Ghaziabad, XLRI Jamshedpur, and SP Jain Institute of Management and Research. We have been participating only in 3 rankings. There may be more than 25 rankings published by all newspapers and commercial kind of agencies, but we are participating for last 20 odd years only in Business Today, MBA Universe and NHRDN ranking, and in 2018-19 our ranking has been shown here, 6th according to NHRDN among the all private B schools, 10th according to MBA Universe, and 13th according to Business Today. The Foundation Day was celebrated with Professor Rajiv Gowda, former member of Parliament and also former professor of IIM Bengaluru, and also chairman of AICC Research Department. He was the chief guest. The batch profile of your batch is listed here. Chief guest was very pertinent about asking the ratio of male and female student. I told him 60% males and 40% females. Sir, a little mistake. 54% male students and 46% female students, which is one of the highest in the country. We have a good mix of engineering, commerce, science, arts, but predominantly engineering and commerce. Students, 43% commerce and 27% engineering students in this batch. A big development has taken place during your stay in the campus, your years in the campus as a student. It was the launching of the Center of Online Studies, which is popularly called as schools. It is offering a 2-year program for which we have signed a MOU partnership with India's leading EdTech company, EdTech, Upgrade, EdTech company, Upgrade, and this is one of the most sought after online program for which a studio has been created on the Vikramshila Leadership Center. It was launched July 1st, 2020, and it was encouraged by the guidelines given by NEP that top 100 institutions, colleges and universities of the country will be allowed to offer full-time program without applying first to the regulatory body, which is AICT in our case. Already 3 batches have been admitted, and right now we have 400 seats for admission every year. Here also male-female ratio is quite good. Now about placement. COVID has created many challenges, and one of the challenges was how to ensure the final placement of the students when corporates were not willing to come to the campus. Students were at their respective native places, and faculty and staff were also working from home. 129 companies participated, and we could place 97% students, and the logos of some leading companies are displayed here. Sector-wise, it was mostly in banking and financial services, which account for 25%, and insurance 13%, IT and ITES 22%. Then, of course, were placement in manufacturing, retail, consultancy, edutech, and FMCG sectors. We have been a business school which has mentioned its emphasis on inclusive growth and ethical behavior in our vision statement, expected from all the graduates passing out from this institute, from faculty and staff. And we have been teaching a course, Responsible Business, for last 15 years. And we have been asking our alumni also to lend their support in all these activities. Here you can see the alumni participation is ensured at all kinds of extracurricular and co-curricular activities. They are involved in curriculum revision, mentorship of current students, guest lectures, career counseling, and also interaction through webinars and Skypes. During the COVID time, I remember that dozens of webinars have been organized almost every month, and I remember that insurance program, IBM program, has taken lead. They were organizing almost every week, and I remember one of the program, our chief guest, Sri Bhargav Dasgupta ji, was also the speaker. So alumni has a key role to play in our institute, and we have been involving them in academic activities like non-academic activities like Lyceum, Propel, Prakrida, annual alumni meet and chapters meet. During the COVID times, as I told you, that alumni center has organized webinars, batch meets, listen to art, elevator pitch, travel tales by Bimtechians, home dance floor, book launch, Zumba session, award ceremony, and also alumni annual award ceremony, which was based on the 4 dimensions of the alumni career and lives, which is academic leadership, corporate leadership, entrepreneurial leadership, and young leadership in young achievers. These are the vignettes of the annual alumni meet. You might have attended it. It was pre-COVID, and a very well-known comedian, Mr. Bassi, entertained students for 1 hour. There were a lot of cultural activities and a great congregation of alumni. We are talking about responsible business, and here I was telling that we are teaching the responsible business course, and CSR and sustainability are these two key areas in which we are giving lot of exposure to our students. Our students, your batch has visited some of the plants of Ultratech Cement, which is a leading company of Aditya Birla Group, Ambuja Cement Foundation, Amazon India, SRF Foundation, and some of the projects of Bimtech Foundation, which is one of the two NGOs being run by Bimtech faculty and students under the leadership of Dr. Rishi Tiwari, who is our ex-employee. CSR consultancy, our faculty members and staff have been providing to leading companies of our country, Umang Dairy in Uttar Pradesh, Epsilon Carbon in Karnataka, Shiva Cement Plant of JSW Cement Limited in Odisha, JSW Foundation in Himachal Pradesh, and also Tehri Hydel Development Corporation in Rishikesh. So CSR consultancy has been a strong forte of our faculty and staff. Of course, the faculty, senior faculty who was leading it, he succumbed to COVID in the first wave of COVID. I remember him, late Professor N.N. Sharma. He has been instrumental in leading the CSR, Center for CSR and Sustainability, and he was well known not only in India, but even outside India. Every year, he is to be invited by the AIT, Bangkok, and some other leading institutions of our country. A very innovative kind of initiative has been taken by one of the two NGOs being run by us, Bimtech Foundation, and it is being talked not only in Greater Noida, but in whole NCR. Because of its innovative kind of CSR activity, you may be going to Parichok. On Parichok, Noida Metro Station, at the entrance there is a school which is called Bimtech Vidya Kendra. It has been started by Bimtech Foundation with the permission of Noida Metro, and here the poor children from neighboring slums and villages are being provided tuitions in 4 subjects in which the poor students are mostly weak, and those 4 subjects are science, mathematics, computer and English. And poor women, they are also being taught stitching and sewing so that they can become self-reliant in their lives. It was inaugurated on August 17 by Sri Alok Tandon, Managing Director of Noida Metro. in our institute is changing the colors of teaching, and teaching is being enriched by more and more research experience of our faculty. We have 19 faculty members who are guiding PhD scholars. We have awarded 7 fellow to executive fellow program, under executive fellow program or fellow program, which is approved by AICTE. We have 43 scholars are doing their research, and 1 thesis is under evaluation. We have been doing ICMC conference every year. We have done on December 3rd and 5th, 2021, under the leadership of Dr. A.K. Day. 105 delegates, it was virtual conference from 9 countries. They participated and presented cases. We have started from 2020 a very ambitious award for faculty doing researches in private B schools and universities. Of course, first 2 years we have included IIMs also, but later we have thought that IIMs are well endowed. Why should we give this award to IIM faculty? We should give award to those who need it. So from 3rd year it has been decided it will be given to only B schools and universities from private sector. It's a 1 million rupees award. First award is rupees 5 lakhs, second is 3 lakhs, and third is 2 lakhs. It is in the memory of our founder, late B.K. Birla ji. It's called B.K. Birla Distinguished Research Scholar Awards. We have published 3 books, and these books have been appreciated not only in India but even at Harvard. So you can see on the website that the case method for digital natives, a book authored, edited by Professor Day, it has been taught not only in India, it has been taught in B schools like Harvard and Stanford, and it has brought a lot of glory for your institute. 2 other books have been published which has papers, research papers talking about the impact of COVID on economy, business, social and ecological systems, and also how it has affected the professional life and family bonding. Your institute in 2017 in a nationwide competition of 3,600 universities and PSB and Bimtech, and during last 4 years Atal Incubation Center has done lot of progress. Some of the data is displayed here. It is considered one of the most successful incubation center in business schools community of the country. So kudos to Dr. Abha Rishi and her team. I am avoiding the details. And Center of International Affairs, it has been doing a lot for last 20 years, but during COVID we have faced difficulties sending our students abroad and also inviting foreign students. But before the COVID, 34 students went abroad and 28 students came from France and Morocco to our campus. And I remember during the COVID, because the airline services were disrupted, some of the students have to stay more than 2 months at a European country, and their parents faced a lot of difficulties because the flight facilities were not available. Infrastructure, I compliment our General Manager, Campus Administration, Mr. Sunil Tandon. You might have seen him, and he's a wonderful person who is creating lot of greenery and lot of infrastructural development. You can be proud of the 500 kilowatt solar facility being created at the rooftop of your hostels and academic block, which is a rare facility in higher education. And recently, on a short notice, within 15 days, this I Love Bimtech has been created. Give a big applause to the campus administration for their wonderful work. They have created recording room during the COVID times. They have changed they have replaced conventional bulbs and tubes by LED tubes and bulbs, and lot of energy saving work has been done. And during the COVID, lot of safety arrangements have been made, and they are always on their toes. Day and night they work. During the January, there was lot of heat wave, big heat wave, and also raining. But in spite of all these difficulties, they have managed this convocation very beautifully. Again, a big applause to our campus administration. Thank you for your patience, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request the Chairperson, Board of Governors, Bimtech, the Director and the Registrar to kindly initiate the Diploma Award ceremony. Ma'am? Request you to initiate the Diploma Award
Yeah.
ceremony.
Let the candidates be presented. Can you hear me?
Yes, madam. Thank you. Madam, I present to you 308 candidates in person for the postgraduate diploma in management PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business, 2 years full-time programs whose names are set out in the list and will be read out by the registrar. These scholars have been examined and found worthy of the award of the diploma. They may be awarded the diploma.
I will now read out the names, roll number wise, of diploma recipients of PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business. All 2 years full-time programs. After the announcement of the names of diploma recipients of all the programs is completed, all the diploma recipients will please rise from their seats. I will tell you once again. Now I read the names starting from PGDM batch 2019-21. First one being Ayush Bedi, Abhinandan Singla, Abhinav Gupta, Abhinav Irwin John, Abhishek Chaudhary, Abhishek Gupta, Abhishek Suman, Aditya Malik, Aditya Sagar, Aditya Singh Parihar, Ajay Kumar, Akshit Gupta, Akshit Verma, Alankrita Shrivastava, Altamash Hassan, Amar MV, Ananya Rajan, Anika Mittal, Anjani Sharma, Anshuli, Antara Bhattacharji, Anuja Chatterjee, Anuradha Gupta, Anushka Jain, Anvi Kapoor, Apurv Singhal, Apurv Nigam, Apurva Kaushik, Archika Singh, Arushi Garg, Arushi Kerni, Asmita Sen, Ayushi Chipa, Bhagyashri Deepak Sathe, Chauhan Vanshika, Debjyoti Mukherjee, Deepa Raghuvanshi, Divanka Bansal, Gauri Upadhyay, Gokul S, Govindam Kabra, Gurpreet Singh Sethi, Harshita Gautam, Himani, Ishan Gupta, Ishita Jha, Ishita Sharma, Jayant Sharma, Kamal Talian, Kanika Chatwal, Kanika Sethi, Kartik Sharma, Kashish Garg, M. Kasturi Ranga, Khushbu Goyal, Kumari Shreya, Mahima Mishra, Manikandan Balaji, Manikant Jaiswal, Manishika Shekhawat, Manvi Jain, Manya Bhardwaj, Manya Mehen, Maria Ali, Mayank Partidar, Megha Sharma, Mohammad Sahil Jaidi. Next is Morvin Lal, Nainika Behel, Namit Jain, Nandita Agrawal, Navya Gupta, Neha Sharma, Nikita Anupama, Nitya Telang, Olivia Mukherjee, Paridhi Trivedi, Parima Chaudhary, Prakhar Kishore, Parnav P, Parnish M.N, Prashant Chauhan, Prateek Sharma, Prateek Tomar, Parveen Kumar Ojha, Priyal Vijay Vargiya, Fulkita Vyas, राधिका अग्रवाल, राधिका गर्ग, राधिका गुजराती, राजा बाबू, रजत पांडे, रमित टुकराल, रसप्रीत कौर मुतरेजा, रवलीन कौर, ऋषभ जैन, ऋषभ भल्ला, ऋषभ जैन, ऋतिक गौर, रिया कोटाज, Riya Katoch. Then we have two Rohit Bansal DM 165 and Rohit Bansal DM 166. Runjhun Gupta, Rupesh Singh, Sahajdeep Singh, Sahajpreet Kaur, Sahil Kumar, Sai Arpita Das, Sai Nandan, VLM, very long name, so I am pronouncing in short way. Saket Mahavar, Sakshi Agarwal, Saloni Rathi, Samrat Motilal, Samyak Jain, Sanat Kumar A, Saral Jaiswal, Sarvagya Gupta, Saurabh Kumar, Sehjal Agarwal, Shagun Singh, Shamli Sharma, Shashank Tiwari, Shashwat Rastogi, Shikhar Sahai, Shinjini Ghosh, Shireen Iftikhar Ahmed, Shivam Nagpal, Shivam Sharma, Shivangi Shekhar, Shivani Sharma, Shaunak Sarkar, Shreya Arora, Shreya Chopra, Shreya Gupta, Shreyan Singh, Shrishti Kumari, Shubham, then Shubhada Sharma, Siddharth Agarwal, Simran Ghanshyam Pandit, Sivaram Y, Sneha Shah, Sonakshi Gupta, Sonal Jain, Sonali Jain, Sonali Jindal, Saurabh Yadwad, Sparsh Kapoor, Sumit Pachisia, Surya Pratap Singh, Tanvi Mangal, Tanya Bhardwaj, Thokchom S.A., Tuhina Priya, Twinkle Mittal, Vidit Gupta, Vivek Kumar Singh, Yash Khurana, Jaisha Chadha, Himanshu Jain, Chaitanya Chaudhary, Ritika Beria, Siddhant Prasad, Ashish Dhand, Divya Singhal, Shubham Sharma, Anuvesh Sasdeva, Ayushi Singh, Abhinav Nagpal, Aditi Sharma, Amol Ranjan, Ananya Srivastava, Ankit Pushpam, Arju Agarwal, Bhagirathi B. Nair, Daniel Faruqi, or I can call Daniel Faruqi, will be better I think, Dipali Pathak, Dikshant Parnami, Gurnur Kaur, Komal Motwani, K. Sushil Kumar, Kunal Tokas, Madhvi Mahajan, Meenal Jain, Meha Sirohi, Mridul Sharma, Nimish Magazine, Nimisha Dogra, Paras Brijbhushan Garg, Piyush Singh, Priyan Sharma, Radhika Gupta, Raj Nandani, Riya Gautam, Rohan Kapoor, Roshi Saini, Satish, Shashwat Nath Maurya, and we have Shivani Patel, Shreya Jain, Shreya Rakesh, Shubhangi R.K. Dikshit, Shubhi Srivastava, Shubrat Jain, Soham Chaturvedi, Supriya V.L., Surbhi Singhal, Said Madhat Ali, Toyaj Goswami, Vasudha Sharma, and last Vedant Chawla. Now I move on to PGDM RM batch 2019-21. Ayushi Rastogi, Adeep Mahmood, Aman Kumar Singh, Aniket Kumar, Aniket Raj, Ankita Sen, Arkab Mitra, Avantika Tripathi, Ayush Gupta, Bhavya Arora, Dipanshu Gupta, Devashish Singh, Jayant Bansal, Jesse Matthew, Kavya Iyer, Kisle Kinshuk, Mohsin Ismail, Pavitra Gupta, Prachi Kumbhre, Parveen Jain, Parneet Singh, Raghav Rathi, Rajat Agarwal, Ritika Harsh, Riya Gupta, Ruchita Yadav, S. Rohit Kumar, Sachin Gupta, Sakshi Chaudhary, Sakshi Jhalani, Sakshi Sharma, Sarthak S. Jaiswal, Shimanshi Tamar, Shivali Goel, Shivam Narula, Shivani Gaur, Shruti Goyal, Shruti Priya, Shubhankar, Siddhant Bhardwaj, Sonal, Swapnil Arora, Tushar Sharma, Vinay Kumar, Vishwajit Singh Sengar, Himanshu Sharma, Deepak Sharma, and last is Shraddha Srivastava in this batch. PGDM IB batch 2019-21. I begin with Aditya Kaushal, Ajay Karan Bhardwaj, Anjali Kushwaha, Anshu, Apur Mathur, Arpit Agrawal, Arpit Khandelwal, Ayush Batra, Ayushi Yadav, Bhumika Arora, Dev Malya Chanda, Diksha Gupta, Dikshita Monga, Isha Bajaj, Ishita Kalada, Jay Kumar Jain, Kaveri Garg, Kopulu V, Kurapati Balaji Prakash, Manu Bhargav, Mishita Jain, Muskan Bansal, Natasha Chatterjee, Nikita Jain, Nishi Chug, Prakhar Mehra, Pratyush Jaiswal, Rishika Jain, Sanjay Kumar, Sanjoli Singhal, Saad Ahmed Abbasi, Sheetal Yadav, Shivam Rastogi, Shubham Sharma, Siddharth Joshi, Surya Kumar R, Sweetie Dikshit, Tanuvi Saha, Urvashi, Utkarsh Singh, Vinamr Ramawat, Vishal Agrawal, Vivek Singh, Yadunath C, Gautam Bhutani, Ritika De, and last Soumya Chibar. Now, I request the diploma recipients of all the programs whose names have been announced to please rise from their seats and keep standing. Please rise and keep standing till the exhortation by the chairperson to the awardees is over.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairperson of the Board of Governors of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, I admit you to the Postgraduate Diploma in Management, PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business, 2 years full-time programs, and charge you to prove worthy of this diploma in your life and works.
The candidates of all the 4 programs may please now resume their seats.
Madam, I request you to admit and award diplomas in absentia to the candidates of batch 2019-21 who have completed their diploma program successfully but could not attend the convocation.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairperson of the Board of Governors of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, I admit those students who are qualified but are absent from this function to the PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business 2 years full-time programs in absentia, and charge them to prove worthy of the diploma in their work, lives and works.
Director Sir, I present the records pertaining to the candidates who have been conferred their diplomas in this convocation for your signature as member, Board of Governors, on behalf of Chairperson, Board of Governors, Bimtech, who is present online. Thank you, sir, for your signature. Now I would request our Honorable Chief Guest to kindly award medals to the students who have achieved academic excellence or all-round excellence in various programs during the academic year 2019-21. I request the Chief Guest and all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly come in front of their seats for the medal award ceremony. I am pleased to invite the medal awardees to come to the dais and receive their certificates and medals from our chief guest as their names are announced. Please reach the dais from right-hand side stairs and alight from the dais from the opposite side stairs. First one, gold medal for securing first position in academics in postgraduate diploma in management, PGDM, awarded to Gagandeep Kaur. but the medal recipient has not been able to be present during this event. The next gold medal for securing first position in academics in PGDM Insurance Business Management Program awarded to Satish. Please proceed. Please proceed to dais. Gold medal for securing first position in academics in PGDM Retail Management Program is awarded to Ruchita Yadav. Please proceed to dais. Gold medal for securing first position in academics in PGDM International Business Program is awarded to Vishal Agarwal. Please proceed to dais. All the best. Special medal for securing first position in the marketing specialization stream is awarded to Romani Banerjee of PGDM program, but the medal recipient has not been able to be present during the event. Next special medal for securing first position in the operations specialization stream is awarded to Kurapati Balaji Prakash of PGDM IB program. Please proceed to dais. Special medal for securing first position in the finance specialization stream is awarded to Harshit Gupta of PGDM program. Please proceed to the dais. Special medal for securing first position in the HR specialization stream is awarded to Garima Singh of PGDM program. Please proceed to the dais. Dr. C.B. Gupta Memorial Medal instituted in memory of Bimtech's founder director, late C.B. Gupta, for all-round best performance among the male students is awarded to Vishal Agarwal again of PGDM IB program. Please proceed to dais. Shrimati Yashoda Jaju Memorial Medal instituted in memory of late Yashoda Jaju, who was very close to the Bimtech family, for all-round best performance among female students is awarded to Gagandeep Kaur of PGDM program, but the medal recipient has not been able to be present during the event. Each year, Bimtech confers two special awards. Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award of Rs 25,000 each to a female student topper of PGDM program and PGDM International Business Program. Awards have been instituted jointly by Bimtech with Padam Bhushan Dr. Jagdish Sheth, Professor Emeritus of Marketing at Emory University Business School, USA. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest to confer these awards to the recipients whose names will be read out now. Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award to female topper of PGDM program 2019-21 batch awarded to Gagandeep Kaur, but she has not been able to be present in the event. The next Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award to female topper of PGDM International Business Program 2019-21 batch is awarded to Sheetal Yadav. Please proceed to dais. Dr. Sarla Birla Best Chiraya Award has been instituted by Bimtech Foundation in 2018 in the memory of late Sarla Birla, co-founder of Bimtech. Under the Chiraya project, 150 village girls have undergone life skill training. This award is conferred on a girl who has made use of the life skills training in real life situations to show exceptional performance and initiatives. The award carries a cash prize of rupees 10,000 and a certificate. This year, the award goes to Miss Lalita, daughter of Mr. Raghuraj. कुमारी ललिता से अनुरोध है कि वे मंच पर आकर पुरस्कार प्राप्त करें. I request the chief guest and all the dignitaries on the dais to kindly take their seats. All scholars from all programs who have been conferred their diplomas may now please arise in their seats. Please arise in your seats to take a pledge of their ethical conduct to be administered by Dean Academics. May I request Dr. Anupam Verma, Dean Academics, to kindly administer the pledge.
As the class of 2021 moves on from being Bimtech students to becoming Bimtech alumni, we hope that they will continue to live by the credo of their alma mater, excellence with values in their personal and professional lives. All diploma recipients are requested to join me in taking the pledge of ethical conduct. I shall first read it and you will repeat it after me. Please take out the script of the pledge given to you in your folder at the time of registration. Let us now proceed with the pledge. We solemnly pledge to conduct our business, occupation, social and personal dealings in such a way that it would create value responsibly and ethically so as to contribute to the common good of all stakeholders without causing any harm or damage to the environment and society at large. You may now resume your seats. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
It is a matter of privilege to have amidst us Shri Bhargav Dasgupta as our chief guest for Convocation Batch 2019-21. Please put your hands together as I now invite our esteemed chief guest to deliver the 33rd Convocation Address.
Thank you. Respected Srimati Jayashree Mohta, Dr. Chaturvedi, Dr. Dubey, Dr. Verma, Dr. K.C. Arora, and Professor Dr. Chattaraj. Proud parents who are probably listening to this live, seeing this wonderful function, and this wonderful batch of 1921. Congratulations to all of you. This is a special day. You know, it's a great honor for me to be here. And if I'm candid with you, I'm facing what is known as the Imposter Syndrome. If you research this, what the Imposter Syndrome does is it makes you wonder whether you deserve to be here in the first place. When I look at some of the luminaries who've come and addressed you in the earlier chief guest functions, as chief guests in these functions, they are real tough acts to follow. So I do hope I measure up. About 3 months back in November, Professor Chattaraj reached out to me and asked me if I would do the honors. And I accepted gladly. I thought that, there was 3 months' time to prepare for the speech, and I did want to prepare for the speech. It was important, it was special, it was an honor. And exactly as all of you prepare for your exams or your special assignments, you want to work hard right from throughout the course. I also wanted to prepare for 3 months for the speech. And then last week, a letter came from Dr. Chaturvedi, giving me the program and asking me for the copy of the speech. That's when panic struck. Just like you, I hadn't prepared for the exam. I had left it for the last minute. So I sat down last week thinking about what to talk to you about. And then I realized it's an even bigger problem. What do I share with a bunch of smart, intelligent, very aware, very knowledgeable young people for whom today knowledge is at their fingertip? You just take out your phone and Google. And what about wisdom, the pearls of wisdom that you expect? These days you get every morning on your WhatsApp university pearls of wisdom, right? Single bit-sized memes. But there is an expectation. Someone who's more than 50, gray hair, more than 30 years in corporate life, you expect to have some nuggets of knowledge, some unique wisdom. But the problem is, when you go through life, you realize that knowledge has a funny picture. When you start out, it's got a shape of an inverted parabola. So if you have a x-axis of age and the y-axis is your conviction about your knowledge, you realize that it's an inverted parabola. So some of you who remembered the shape of the parabola, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. When you're very young, as a child, you know that you don't know much. And you're very keen to learn. And then as you go through your schooling, your college, and you come to the end of your academic phase of your career or life, you think you know everything because you've reached the peak of your knowledge. And then when you go through life, you read more, you learn more, you keep the windows of your mind open, you realize that there is so much more to learn. What you get to realize is the level of your ignorance. So when I think about those days when I was like you in, just out of college, I thought I knew everything. When I joined the company that I joined, I thought I know how to run this company better than the CEO. I knew what the problems of the country was and how to solve them. In fact, I'm sure all of you know what the Indian selectors should do in terms of who to make the captain so that India wins the World Cup. So all of you know that, right? But as I said, life teaches you that knowledge is a vast ocean and we are just dipping our feet in that ocean of knowledge. So what do I tell you? Different answers, and both could be correct. So life teaches you a lot. But then life is also full of stories, right? Good stories, bad stories, happy stories, sad stories. Some simple, some profound. And these stories give you those perspectives, give you those experiences, teach you lessons which you can only learn by going through life. So I thought I'll share 3 of those stories that have taught me lessons, which I hope as you join your professional life will help you sometime or the other, because there'll be some times where you'll need those lessons. So my first story is set in 1970. I was a very young boy, maybe 4 and 5 years old. This is actually one of my first memories of my life. So we were growing up in this middle class locality in Calcutta. My parents loved gardening, and my mother particularly loved flowers. And across the road there was this house with a bigger garden, beautiful lawn, and in the garden they used to grow these beautiful flowers, dahlias, chrysanthemums, roses. And in the winters we would go and play in their lawn. Now one day after our afternoon games, 2-3 of us, I think 3 of us who were about our same age, 4-5 years old, kids, we saw these flowers and we felt that these flowers are so beautiful, they should be at our homes. Why should they be here? So we just went out and plucked as many of these flowers as we could. Half bloom, full bloom, buds, and we just took them home. And I thought my mother would be very happy. She loved flowers, right? And she was like an usual Indian mother, very loving, very warm, very caring. So I was looking forward to a lot of shabashi, maybe some hugs. But boy, was I wrong. I saw a different side of my mother. She gave me the worst scolding of my life till that day. I didn't end there. She told me that you must take these flowers, go back to the neighbor and say sorry. I was shattered. I mean, I said, I pleaded, I requested, but she was adamant. I had no choice. So I remember this is one of those sinking feelings in your stomach. You feel small, you feel terrible. And I was standing outside this neighbor's door, ringing the bell, waiting for the door to open, hating every moment. And the door opens, this lady comes out and takes me in, and I tell her what has happened and I say sorry. So she listens to me and just laughs. And then she speaks kindly with me. She gives me a glass of cold drink, which I happily have. Who doesn't like cold drinks at that age? And that was the end of my punishment. So that incident taught me 3 lessons in life. The first one was a management lesson on a lighter vein. Never take your consumer for granted. Really understand what the consumer wants. I thought my mother loved flowers. I didn't realize that to her, how I got those flowers for her were more important than the flowers themselves. But there are 2 very important life lessons. One was the importance of taking responsibility for your actions. And the second, even more important lesson was that when you make a mistake, be the first one to acknowledge, to own the mistake. That day, if our neighbor, that lady, had discovered her broken garden before I went and told her, she would have not been so charitable. She would not have been so kind. She would have been upset. She would have been angry. She may have figured out who had done it and come home and complained. The fact that I went and complained and she discovered that through me, as I was apologizing, took the sting away. To me, that's been one of the biggest lessons in life. And through your career, there'll be times when something under your watch will go wrong, you'll mess up somewhere. At that point in time, I would hope that you own up and you take responsibility. Let me tell you one thing. My experience is that when you take control, when you take responsibility, it is very, very, very liberating. It takes away anxiety. It gives you a sense of control over your own life. You don't worry about what others have done to you. You think about what you could have done to prevent something from going wrong. To me, that was one important lesson of my life learned at a very early age. And I hope when something happens in your own lives, in your careers, you'll have that same courage, same conviction to own up. Trust me. My second story is more recent, maybe about 9-10 years back. I was already in ICICI Lombard, going around the country meeting agents. So in one of these meetings, there was about 40-50 agents, big important agents of that particular city. And I was meeting them, I was getting to know them. So it was like a typical town hall. We were having very common conversations about the industry, about growth, about their business, products, commission. I was getting to know them. I was asking questions about their business. They were asking questions about our company, and I was explaining. And as we were going around the room, there was this one old agent who was one of the oldest one, someone who clearly commanded a lot of respect of the other agents. He was maybe 65, 70 years old. And when his turn came, and I asked him about his business, he stood up and he started speaking. And as he did, he taught me another huge lesson in life. He stood up and he talked about his business. He said his insurance company, the insurance business, agency business, was set up by his great-grandfather in the British era, 100 years back. And it was business that had been continued by his grandfather, by his father, and by him. And then he paused and he looked around the room and he asked everyone, do you know why this is so? Why my family has been doing this business? Why I still continue to do this business that my great-grandfather set up? And he paused for effect. And then he said, because we do God's work. And he said that, and he said that with so much of conviction, so much of passion, that the room fell silent. It was one of those moments, one of those goosebump moments. And then he explained, he said, what we do is when things go bad for our customers, when they're down, they have ill health, they have an accident, something has burned down, that's when we come and help them get back to their feet. So he taught us a lesson in purpose. All of you read management books, people talk about organization purpose. That man that day taught me a lesson of purpose, a lesson of passion for one's work. Now, why am I telling you this story? Is it to tell you that you should be passionate about the work that you do or follow your dreams, follow your heart? That's very cliched, right? That's one of those WhatsApp lessons that come every day. No, the reason why I'm telling you the story is for two reasons. One, if you realized why that man felt so passionate about his work, was not because of self-interest. Achieve their true potential. That's the lesson that old man taught me that day. And the other lesson that I wanted to share with you is that you'll always be surprised to find passionate people in surprising places. There is a view that you can be passionate about only this job or only that job. That is not so. In my career, when I started, and from then on, I've been a shop floor engineer, I've been a credit analyst, I've been a project finance officer, I've been a startup incubator, I've been an international banker, I've been a life insurer, right now I'm running a general insurance company. At the start of my career, I never imagined that I would do all of these things. You can't plan your career even if you think that you can. And to me, each of those jobs have taught me a lot. They've been very enjoyable. There's been something very engaging, something very enjoyable about every one of those jobs. And if at any point in time I had felt that this role, and by the way, all these jobs were not something that I desired. Some of them I did, some of them were given to me. So at each of these stages, if I had felt that I do not like this job, I like that other job, it is I who would have lost out. So the reason why I'm sharing this story is to request you and advise you and suggest to you that there is something to learn, something to enjoy, something to be passionate about, everything that you do. And that is the choice that you make. Whether to like the work that you do or hanker for something else. So as I said, the standard meme says that if you find the job that you love, you'll never work a single day. But I would say that not only go for the job that you love, but love everything that you do. That will take you places. My third story is not really a story. It's about the 30 years of experience in ICICI Group. When I started, it was just around the time of financial liberalization. Business was simple, very low competition, credit spreads were administered. It was easy business. It was like rationing of the business. And then 91 financial liberalization completely disrupted the business model. And through those 30 years, I've seen the organization completely transformed, kind of turn topsy-turvy. I've seen days of heady growth. I've seen days which are full of crises where everything seems hopeless. And I've been fortunate to see people of some brilliant leaders in that period. Some of my leaders, business leaders who are doyens of the industry. Some of my peers who have set blazing trails for themselves. Some of my juniors who are very talented and have become industry leaders themselves. And one thing that I've seen observing the company and these individuals is that successful, don't let them go. Because these are friends who will be around you when you need them the most. So when any one of your group needs any help, please reach out and help them. And if you're down, don't feel shy of reaching out. Your batch will be your biggest support group. At least that's my experience. So these were the three stories that I wanted to tell you. A story of the lessons that I learned out of them, the lessons of taking ownership, of true passion, and of resilience. Your batch is coming out. You're now done your academic work and you're now coming into, a professional world. And there's a saying which says that may you live in interesting times. It's supposed to be a curse, but I think it's a blessing. Who wants to live in boring times, particularly when you're young and raring to go? And you're coming out at a time the world is very interesting because there's a huge change happening. Geopolitics, the power of the world is shifting from the west to east. Technology is disrupting every business. Huge global liquidity which is funding that investment in technology. And consumer behavior changes that are changing the way consumers expect you to behave, as companies. And these changes are very, very positive for India. As the power shifts from west to east, India is at the right place at the right time. And as you come into that country, this country feels very different from the country that we grew up in. It's full of energy, it's full of opportunity, it's pregnant with possibilities. And you have the opportunity of making that happen and in the process succeeding for yourselves. And I do hope that as you come to this economy and you shape well and you succeed, I really wish you tremendous success. And I know that most of you will do really well for yourselves and be real leaders. But remember, for every successful and a powerful leader in this country, there are 100 people who need your help and your support. So retain your kindness, retain your sense of empathy, retain your sense of responsibility for your fellow countrymen. Batch of 1921, I again congratulate you for whatever you achieved today, and I wish you well. I wish you all the success. May you achieve your true potential, make yourself, your institute, and your parents proud. And as you succeed, stay humane, stay humble, and be happy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your stories, your experience, and the life lessons. There cannot be a better lesson to the budding managers than your words of wisdom. May I now request the chairperson, Board of Governors, Bimtech, to announce the conclusion of Bimtech's annual convocation 2022 for the batch 2019-21.
2022 concluded for the batch 2019-21.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I talk to the chief guest, please? Is it possible?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Should I go there? Yeah. How does it work? Yes, sir. I go there? Please.
Hello, Mr. Dasgupta. How are you?
Fine, ma'am. Thank you. It's been an honor to be here with you.
To have met you, not in person, but at least on the screen, I've met you. And your talk was so inspiring. And as you said, it was not cliched. You gave actual stories and examples, which made it so interesting. And not only can you hear me?
Yes, of course, I can hear you, ma'am.
Not only are the students must be very inspired, but I myself am very inspired, And we have tea plantations, and I'm going to go into it again with great fervor and with all the advice which you have given, all the inspiration that you have given. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Very kind of you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
May I now request Dr. H. Chaturvedi to please present a memento to our chief guest as a token of our respect and gratitude to him. Thank you, sir. Bimtech has been honored by your gracious presence here this evening. May I now request Dean Academics, Dr. Anupam Verma, to please propose a vote of thanks.
Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Bhargav Dasgupta, respected Srimati Jayashri Mohta, Shri Vikash Kandoe, Dr. H. Chaturvedi, Dr. K.C. Arora, Dr. Abhijit Chatturaj, distinguished guests Dr. Gopal Pathak, Vice Chancellor Sarla Birla University Ranchi, Mr. Vivek Mehra, CEO Saga Publishing Company, and other respected guests, diploma recipients, parents, alumni, fellow faculty colleagues, officials, and students. As we come to the end of this ceremony, it is my privilege to extend a vote of thanks to everyone who has made the event such a success. We are indeed very fortunate and privileged to have amongst us here today Mr. Bhargav Dasgupta, a distinguished corporate leader, a visionary, and a thought leader par excellence as the chief guest. His words of wisdom and guidance today will inspire the diploma recipients and all students and others. His address to the passing out students was simply delightful and extremely motivating. It was also very inspiring and enriching. On behalf of the Institute and the Board of Governors, I deem it a unique honor to convey our gratitude and sincere thanks to you, sir. Srimati Jayashree Mohtaji, Chairperson of our Board of Governors, has always been very supportive in our endeavors. Her constructive guidance and encouragement keeps us motivated towards achieving our goals. I express our sincere gratitude and thanks to Srimati Jayashree Mohtaji for presiding over this function by her virtual presence, and to Shri Vikash Khandoe, distinguished member of our Board of Governors, for his gracious virtual presence today. I must convey our appreciation to this class of 2021 who are the diploma recipients. Today's ceremony is a momentous occasion to be remembered for a lifetime. They have worked hard to come out with flying colors. We congratulate them and wish them best of luck and extend them our blessings. We are indeed very happy to see many guests present in person. Many guests are witnessing the event virtually. I feel proud to convey our gratitude and thanks to them for having accepted our invitation to attend this function. Due to COVID protocol restrictions, we have not been able to invite the parents and guardians this time. They were requested to witness the ceremony in the webcast. Receipt of diploma by their wards is a moment of joy, fulfillment and pride for every parent. Our special word of thanks to them for their virtual presence here today. The Bimtech team has tirelessly worked to successfully put in place the entire event together. They deserve a special praise for all the dedicated and flawless arrangements. Thank you, Bimtech team. Let me conclude by saying that, as mentioned by our director in his annual report, we will continue to build on the solid foundation to further raise our achievements in the coming years. We thank you all for being with us today and for all the attention. It's been a great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request all present to please arise and join in the rendering of our national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Please note that the academic procession will now be leaving the venue. All present are requested to please rise and keep standing till the procession leaves the venue. Dear students, there are a few important announcements about the venue of distribution of diplomas. Diploma recipients will move to the following location for diploma distribution: PGDM, Seminar Hall 2nd floor, PGDM IBM, C7 1st floor, PGDM Retail Management, C8 1st floor, PGDM C6 1st floor. All diploma awardees, faculty members and staff are cordially invited to the convocation dinner from 7 p.m. onwards in the Bimtech Annapurna Mess Dining Hall. Thank you very much indeed for your kind cooperation and good night.